I cannot believe that this has just happened. The tender I was just on got completely lost. For about half an hour, I was lost at sea. So I'm genuinely serious. This just happened as of about 10 minutes ago. Today we are in Falmouth, in Cornwall, in England. I had a really good day today. I went out and just basically had some food. I was so hungry, so I went out and had some Mexican food. I know. And I then bumped into my friend Alejandra. Not my Alejandra, another girl called Alejandra. So I spent the day with her. She's from Mexico, obviously. And yeah, she had her very first Cornish pasty and she enjoyed it. We chilled out for about an hour or so. I then went to the barber shop, had my hair cut. I then went to Tesco, bought some supplies, including, it's kind of heavy, a plant. Look at this, it's not real, it is fake. I can't bring on a real plant, of course. That's sort of, against, maritime laws, and I can't be bringing foreign live things. Anyway, so yeah, good day, pretty standard, nothing really to shout home about. And I wasn't going to make a video, but then the tender on the way back to the ship. Now, let me make one thing very, very clear. The weather today is absolutely horrendous. The fog and the mist, the visibility is literally about, I would say, about 200 meters. Okay, it's not very far at all. When we left the ship, the visibility was fine. Sun in the sky, beautiful. But coming back, the visibility was really, really poor. It was a 20-minute ride to shore. Coming back literally took us about 45 minutes. And everybody on the tender was wondering, are we okay? It shouldn't take this long. The driver of the water shuttle, of the tender, actually left his seat and let somebody else take over. So when that happened, we're like, ooh, something's not quite right here. Well, I thought it was just the guy couldn't park the ship. It's quite choppy. I thought he just couldn't do the maneuver. But it turns out he was completely lost. He was completely lost. As we were looking out the windows, you can't see anything. It's just fog. And we could hear on the radio, we could hear the captain saying, stay on your current course, you're on your way. So this was an indication, this told us all that we are just lost. Fortunately, we were saved by a little girl. Genuinely serious. There's a little girl on the top of the water shuttle. The tender has like a interior part, and you can also sit on the roof, which is completely open, like an open top bus sort of thing. Anyway, so this little girl just shouted out all of a sudden, it's there, and we turned around and we saw the ship, and then we were all safe and sound. Now, we were never in any danger. I have to stress this, I'm making this very dramatic. We were never in any danger. The ship, of course, was in contact with us the entire time. It was just very strange to be lost on a tender. In hindsight, even though we saw the ship for about 2 minutes, I don't know why the tender then drove away and then came back into it, but it was very, very hard to see. Even though we knew where it was, it's a white cruise ship. It's very, very misty. Mist is white anyway, so even though we knew where the ship was, it was still incredibly hard to see it. So anyway, we came to the ship. There was a big cheer at the end as we arrived. Everyone was like, yay, well done, clap, clap, clap. Everybody applauded the pilot, the boat driver. Are you a pilot? Or are you a captain? But then again, it's like a little ferry, I don't know, whatever. We all applauded the driver of the little tender boat. Yeah, one of the most interesting tender experiences that I've had. I loved it, to be honest. I appreciate our guests maybe didn't. There might be a note going into our guest services team. I'll speak to my Alejandra about that later on today. Just on the topic of Alejandra, my Alejandra, that is. Her performance improvement plan is going well. She got an extension. So it wasn't the good news saying you're out of it, but it also wasn't the bad news saying you're gone. We have an extension of 10 days, which is usually a good sign that she's making progress, and they want to see what progress she makes in the next 10 days. So we'll hear more in Reykjavik. Everyone's mood is good. I'm very pleased to be on the ship, and only 15 minutes late. So speaking of which, I'm gonna go. See you later on, and hopefully we won't get lost in our next protocol, which is Cork in Ireland.